Hello, my name is Omar. I'm a property consultant here at Inside Realty. And today, or in this video, I want to speak about how to pick the right property investment, or in particular, how to pick the right project investment here in Dubai. So, as we all know, I would say over the last 2 to 3 years, there has been a lot of project launches going on around Dubai. And there is a lot of confusion with clients. Obviously, especially the international ones who are new to Dubai, and all of a sudden they see 100 projects around Dubai being launched within the year, more than 100 projects. So, how would you know what is the right property investment for you? Which project would be the right fit for you according to what your objectives are? If you want to keep the property long term, if you're looking to sell on handover with the highest capital appreciation, and so on. So, what would be the right objective for you? And here's where a lot of clients make this mistake. I would say, because there's a lot of real estate agents that put a lot of pressure on clients on certain projects. Either they're highly incentivized on that project, or they have particular interest in that project. They put their heart more into the project, more than thinking of it as a numbers game, basically, because this is a property investment. I do not need to put my heart into that project or property. I need to check out the numbers. So here in this video, I want to discuss the main factors to look out for in looking at any project in Dubai. So number one, I will mention three main points. There are other several points, but the three main points I would say is community, developer, location, in that order. Now, I know some of you might be surprised that location is not number one. However, I beg to differ on that point. Everyone would say location matters. However, over the last 20 or 25 years in Dubai, ever since freehold properties has been a thing here in Dubai, location plays a part. However, there were several projects that went into locations that were not desirable as much, or locations that were a bit further out in the city than to downtown or than to Marina, and still became successful because of that community factor. So point number one is community. Now, community is a big thing here in Dubai. I mean, if you look into the biggest in-demand properties in Dubai, it is included within a community. Either if it's Emirates Hills, or either it's maybe to somewhat extent Palm Jumeirah. Even though it's not a fully gated community, there are some sectors in Palm Jumeirah that's fully gated. Obviously, the higher ticket properties like the villas in the fronts are fully gated. Now, or Dubai Hills or downtown, for example. However, it's not a gated community. It is open, obviously, because of the touristical factor in it. It has one of the biggest malls, the biggest dancing fountain in the world, the tallest skyscraper, and so on and so on. So what I would say is either a gated community or an integrated community. Integrated like downtown, for example, where it's by one developer. I mean, a community that would be highly successful would be one master developer of that community. For example, an Emaar community like downtown, for example. Yes, it's not gated because of the touristical factor that I've spoken about, but it's integrated. So Emaar plans out the infrastructure, the facilities and amenities, every single thing that has been designed in the downtown or Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Boulevard has been designed and planned out by Emaar. So it is very well integrated from either the malls, the retails outside, and as you all know, I mean, if you don't know, Emaar don't sell commercial. Hence why I'm speaking about this integration. They have amazing teams, obviously, that plan out what to have in the community to feel super integrated. When you're in downtown, it feels different than 5-minute walking distance just out of Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Boulevard to get into the Business Bay area. The vibes just change. It's because of that integration. I'm sure any of you would feel it, even though we're in the same location. Like, for example, Business Bay and downtown, we're in the same proximity, and yet downtown feels a bit different than Business Bay. Because of that touristical factor, it also plays a part. However, it's that integration. Now, like I mentioned, obviously Dubai lifestyle here is a bit different than most of the world, I would say. Here, there are so many communities around Dubai, and Emaar obviously is the king of communities. They are the ones who created the idea of this community. So everyone who comes to Dubai would love to live in a community in Dubai. Whether it's Dubai Hills, Emirates Living, maybe the Mac Hills as well, another developer that has taken that idea from Emaar. But I would say Emaar has come up with this community idea because they were the first ones as well. And they were heavily funded. I mean, they have a lot of capital to take out on a huge plot like Emirates Living back in 1998 or 1999. To fund out a huge master development like this. The second factor, which is developer. Now, developer plays a huge role in Dubai. Who's the developer? Is it a reputable developer or not? Obviously, in any thing that you purchase in life, whether it's a property, a car maybe, or maybe even to the point where it's a laptop, who's the brand or who's behind this product makes a difference. Obviously, I mean, the reputability makes a huge difference, and the previous works of that brand. For example, in this case, Emaar, they're the biggest developer here in the Middle East, also competing around in one of the biggest developers in the world, obviously outside of China. They have that advantage and leverage because of the huge funding of having the biggest market share in Dubai, and they are still having the biggest market share in Dubai, because if you were to look over the last year, 65 billion dirhams worth of properties was sold by Emaar. The second in place was Shoba by 23 or 24 billion. So you see the huge difference between 65 to 23 or 24 billion. So the second place is gapping by 40 billion dirhams. So they're a huge player in Dubai real estate market as well. They have ventured outside in either Turkey, in either Egypt, Pakistan, USA even. So developer plays a huge role. Based on their previous works, there is a lot of success, hence why getting into an investment with a reputable developer like Emaar, Nakheel, Meraas, probably I would count in some private developers like Ellington, probably some of Shoba projects. Some of those projects have found as well success with capital appreciation, amazing ROI, and so on and so on. So that's point number 2. Now, point number 3 is location. Now, hopefully none of you guys are upset that I've put location in the third place, but here's my perspective on location. Now, location is subjective. For me, for example, if I work in Dubai South area, if I work in the new airport, Maktoum Airport, Dubai South would be an amazing location for me to live in. However, for someone who's working in the Business Bay area or somewhere around that area, Dubai South wouldn't be convenient for me as the distance would be so far out. So now location doesn't play a factor for some people as much as it plays a factor to others. However, now, is it bad for investment? I mean, yes, you're not going to live in that property if you invest in Dubai South or the Valley, which are further out from the city center, but you're not going to live in that property. Someone else will, who finds that location convenient for him. For example, the Valley by Emaar. Now I could compare that with a closer location community. Now, let's take a comparison on why I need to prove this point on location doesn't play a huge role as much as community. Now, the Valley by Emaar and Villanova by Dubai Properties are on almost the same line of Dubai Al Ain. Now, you'll have to take the exit from Dubai Al Ain to Emirates Road to access Villanova. However, it's close to that line. So I would say both of them are similar accessibility points, which is Dubai Al Ain Highway. Now, the Valley is further out towards in that highway, where Villanova is a bit closer. If you look in Google Maps, which maybe can be showed up in the screen over here, the Villanova is a bit closer to downtown than the Valley. Valley is a bit further out. Now, both of them, if we find the similarities in between them, is that they are both communities. They're both gated communities. Now, the second point, which is the developer, this is Emaar and this is Dubai Properties. Now, Obviously, I mean, both of them are amazing. No one is better than the other. Obviously, that's upon someone's perspective. Who would he or she pick, either Emaar or Dubai properties? Now, the third point, which is the location. Now, that is in a different location than Valley, than to Villanova. And yet the price per square foot almost matches. Now, recently, over the last, I think, couple of months, Villanova average price per square foot was around 1,500 currently in the current market, around 1,500, 1,550. I would assume maybe it's a bit still rising to date, but as of the last couple of months, the average has been that price per square foot. In the Valley, which is a newer community to Villanova is almost mature. I would say it's 70-75% handed over. Just over the last couple of months or 3 months, they've added 2 new clusters over there, or a cluster over there, Latilia, which is a new addition to Villanova. However, most of Villanova is handed over and it's ready and it's rented out, or people are already living over there. So it's a mature community than the Valley. The Valley have just recently started to hand over the other phases. I mean, Eden has been handed over 6 months or 8 months ago. The next phases are handing over currently, and so on. So it's still, I would say, 15% or 10% handed over out of the full master development. This is because also Emaar has extended the Valley to phase 2, so it's a huge community. So it still has a long way to go, and yet the price per square foot is almost 1,250 right now on average, almost going to hit 1,300. So there is not much of a difference of 200 dirhams per square foot difference between them, and the location is further out. The Valley is further out than Villanova, and yet the community is still not mature. I would assume if it reaches to the same mature level as Villanova, like 70% handed over, I would assume it reaches the same price per square foot minimum or even more. Now that gives a hint to that community matters, because both of them are communities, and location is the third point, because the Valley is not a better location. I mean, I find it I wouldn't say location, but accessibility is amazing because of the Dubai Al Ain highway. It's a huge highway, super wide. I think it's like 8 lanes after the extensions over the last couple of years. You're 20 minutes in downtown, 25 minutes, depends on how you drive, how fast you drive, but you're 20 to 25 minutes on average away from downtown without a single traffic light. The first traffic light you're ever gonna face is take left to downtown, which is already in downtown. So you don't break to zero, obviously, if there's no traffic. And in that highway, I mean, 90-95% of the time you don't face traffic because it's that big, the highway. So there's never ever congestion in that highway. Now you can see the difference or the similarities on why community plays a role. And I feel like Emaar might have, to me, if I mean, obviously this is not this is an opinion. Obviously to others it might be a different opinion. For me, Emaar builds the best communities, and I would say, from dealing with a lot of clients over the last 4 years now, people love an Emaar community rather than a Dubai properties community mostly. Doesn't mean that Dubai properties community is bad. It's amazing actually, and Villanova is very nice. However, the higher capital appreciation tend to be in Emaar communities, I would say so, based on the previous timeline or previous history of projects by Emaar compared to, let's say, for example, Dubai properties. So I would say that community is the main highlight of investing in a property. Now, it doesn't mean that any singled out projects is bad, because community is number one point at this point, like in my point of view. But there would be also singled out projects that would be amazing to invest. Now, for those, I would look into Waterfront or special unique projects other than Waterfront. So any Waterfront property in Dubai is a winner blindly. Most of the people coming into Dubai, tourists as well, they come in for the weather. It's mostly sunny throughout the year, and the beach. So people love to be on waterfront properties or living in waterfront properties, either on Airbnb or either even a full year's contract as a tenant. So waterfront properties always win. because of the history of capital appreciation and ROI and so on, and the demand is always crazy for waterfront properties. Now the second point is singled out projects outside in the city. How unique are they? I mean, the word project means, it relates to uniqueness. So when you are buying a project, when you are buying into a project anywhere in Dubai, how unique is it? Because at the end of the day, you want to match the demand for it later. Because at the end of the day, it's a supply-demand equation. If the demand is higher than the supply in the current market for sale, that means prices go up. If it's the other way around, prices go down if the supply is higher than demand. And you want to invest in a property that there will be a high demand on. So automatically you will have capital appreciation and as well a good rental return, because it's always gonna get rented out. Now, over the last couple of years as well, I would say an amazing investment, if you have the capital funds for it, is luxury properties. And here where it gets tricky. Over the last 2 to 3 years, there's a lot of high net worth individuals. After how Dubai handled COVID, or UAE in general, how they handled COVID, a lot of high net worth individuals found that they were amazed by that, and they were not fond of their governments and they're paying taxes. So many people shifted their money or funds to Dubai and invested in a lot in Dubai real estate. And so many of them also moved to Dubai, those high net worth individuals. So they're coming looking for luxurious properties. Now, Dubai infrastructure was ready for that. However, there was not a lot of projects or properties that are super luxurious in Dubai. There was a few that were around, and they shot up in price, like One Palm, for example, in Palm Jumeirah, or even Jumeirah Bay Island. Now, Jumeirah Bay Island is a big winner because not only it's super luxurious, but it's a community as well, and it's gated. Now, luxurious properties is a bit tricky, like I said, because everyone or every developer wants to get into the luxury sector because they want to win, or gain the profit out of these people coming in with a lot of money to buy my property rather than that developer's property. So everyone wants to get into luxury. Even the commercial or economical developers got into the luxury, and I wouldn't say they're luxury, they're quote unquote, they call themselves luxury properties or projects. However, I wouldn't consider them luxurious because they're not experienced with luxurious products. Now, with that came a lot of irrelevant brands. I feel like they're not so into the residential. Now, I don't want to name out some brands so that no one takes into offense, and we never know. Like, for example, any new brand that gets into real estate, either from Bugatti, either from, Elisab, that has been branded out on a lot of projects around Dubai. Are they gonna win or no? Are they gonna have capital appreciation or no? So that will depend later in the future. This is new to the market, so this is a new test basically, and it will test out the market later for that demand. Will there be demand on those properties or not? So that's the main manual, I would say, that you can go through from this video. Checkpoints that you can tick off: community, developer, who's the developer, and the location. And then in looking into singled out projects, I would look into waterfront properties. I would look into also, if you have the funds, luxurious properties. And there would be also unique projects that are not into the luxury, are not in the luxury sector, that are still unique around in the city. There are some gems here and there for new projects that come out. So we'll see you in the next video, which I'll speak on several projects around Dubai that I would find amazing to invest in. Bye bye.